Some people don't just have conversations. They leave them. And then, somehow, they come back. Not physically, not visibly, but mentally. Hours later, sometimes even days later, their mind returns to a moment that should have already ended. A sentence, a reaction, a pause that felt slightly different. And suddenly, they're there again, replaying it, not once, not twice, but over and over again. As if their mind is trying to find something it missed the first time. And if you're someone who does this, you probably don't even talk about it. Because it feels strange to be affected by something that nobody else seems to think about. To carry a conversation long after everyone else has moved. Conversations, on the surface, look simple. Words are exchanged, people respond, and then it ends. But underneath that surface, something much deeper is happening. Every conversation is being processed on multiple levels at the same time. Not just what was said, but how it was said. Not just what was heard, but how it was interpreted. And more importantly, what it meant about you. For most people, a conversation ends when it ends. But for some people, it doesn't, because their brain doesn't register it as complete. It registers it as unfinished. And anything that feels unfinished creates tension, and tension demands resolution. So the brain does what it knows best. It goes back, again, and again, and again, trying to resolve something that never had a clear ending. There is a quiet need inside every human being to be understood, not just heard, not just acknowledged, but understood, exactly. And conversations rarely provide that. Because people interpret things differently. They respond based on their own experiences. They miss things. They assume things. And somewhere in that process, something gets lost. Maybe your intention, maybe your tone, maybe the meaning behind what you said. And when that happens, your brain notices, even if you don't consciously realize it. And later, it comes back, trying to correct something that felt slightly off. Some people don't just listen. They observe. They notice details most people ignore. A slight change in tone. A pause before a response. A look that lasted a second longer than usual. And once your brain learns to notice these things, it becomes impossible to stop noticing them. So after the conversation ends, your brain starts analyzing. What did that pause mean? Why did they say it like that? Did something change in their behavior? And the more you analyze, the more possibilities you create. Not answers, possibilities. And possibilities are endless. Your brain does not like uncertainty. It doesn't like open loops. It doesn't like situations where the outcome is unclear. So when a conversation ends without a clear emotional conclusion, your brain tries to recreate control. By going back, by replaying it, by imagining different versions. What if I said this instead? What if I reacted differently? What if they meant something else? It feels like you're solving something. But in reality, you're staying stuck in something. And this is where most people get it wrong. They think they're overthinking. But this isn't just overthinking. This is your brain trying to complete something it believes is incomplete. And until it feels complete, it doesn't stop. At some point, the focus shifts. It's no longer about the conversation. It becomes about you. How you sounded. How you appeared. How you were perceived. Did I sound confident? Did I say too much? Did I make it awkward? And now, You're not replaying the moment. You're replaying yourself inside that moment. And that changes everything. Because now, it's not just a memory. It's a reflection of your identity. Your brain doesn't store everything equally. It prioritizes what felt important. And what felt important is usually tied to emotion. If a conversation made you feel uncertain, awkward, misunderstood, your brain marks it. And anything that gets marked gets revisited. Not because it matters now, but because it felt like it mattered then. But here's where things start to change. You are not replaying conversations because something is wrong with you. You're doing it because your brain learned to pay attention in a very specific way. A way that most people don't even notice. And once you understand that, the experience begins to shift. Because maybe this isn't a problem to fix. Maybe it's a pattern to understand. And once you understand the pattern, you stop getting lost inside it. At some point, you begin to notice something strange. It's not just what you're replaying. It's how often you're going back. The same moment, the same sentence, the same version of you. Again, and again, and again, and slowly, it starts to feel less like thinking, and more like being stuck. The human brain has a pattern. Anything that feels unresolved gets priority, not because it's important in reality, but because it feels important internally. And feelings don't always follow logic. So even when the moment has passed, even when nothing actually went wrong, your mind continues, because it's not trying to relive the moment. It's trying to complete it. Hidden inside every replay is a quiet attempt to create a better version of the past. A version where you said the right thing. You sounded more confident. You responded at the perfect time. And everything just worked. But here's the truth your mind struggles to accept. There is no perfect version. Because conversations are not scripts. They're unpredictable. They're imperfect. They're human. Letting go would mean accepting that the moment is over. That nothing can be changed. And that uncertainty will remain. But your brain doesn't like that. So instead of letting go, it holds on. Not tightly, but repeatedly. It goes back just enough times to feel like it's doing something, even when it isn't. Most people try to stop the thoughts. They distract themselves. They force themselves to move on. But that doesn't work, because the problem isn't the thought. It's the relationship you have with the thought. The moment you notice, I am replaying this again, something changes. You create space, a small distance between you and your mind, and in that distance, the loop weakens. Not immediately, not completely, but noticeably. It's like watching waves hit the shore. At first, they feel strong, repetitive, uncontrollable, but when you step back and observe them from a distance, they lose their intensity. They're still there, but they don't pull you in. Here's something your mind rarely considers. Other people are not replaying you the way you replay yourself. They are busy with their own thoughts, their own moments, their own insecurities. The attention you think you're under mostly exists only in your mind. So what does this actually mean? It means you're not too much. You're not overthink, but awareness can change direction. Instead of getting lost in the thought, you can watch it. Instead of trying to fix the moment, you can let it be incomplete. And slowly, the need to replay it fades. Not because you forced it to stop, but because your mind realized there's nothing left to solve. And when that happens, Something subtle changes inside you. You stop questioning every word. You stop analyzing every reaction. You stop turning small moments into heavy ones. Because now you see it clearly. The conversation was never the problem. The meaning you attached to it was. Moments come, and they go. People speak, and they move on. And you don't have to carry everything with you. Because in the end, you were never stuck in your thoughts. You were just trying to understand the human code.